military were immediately in their flak jacket. They get blown 30 feet, all right, then they get the head injury, and then immediately someone else putting then the dove immediately anywhere on a skin part.
And the better on the neck, because to restore the blood supply right away.
Yes.
So it's not suffering from lack of blood circulation. And your 6 points, of course, direct route to the brain to restore the connections.
But if under their flat jacket they were to get that in there, we can talk a miracle like quickly. So we're looking at getting those connections. They're aware of it, but now it's just I didn't want to go over and do it.
But Anthony, for stroke, of course, 6 points, obviously direct route to the brain. We didn't mention it, but you know that.
The 6 points. So it's fun to watch them come back too. By the way, we had one interesting case where all of a sudden they weren't reading at all, and they didn't have very good eyesight. So the family didn't have any problem, getting undressed right by them and everything, and all of a sudden they started, they read the headline of a newspaper, and then their family went, maybe we shouldn't be naked next to our grandma. It was kind of funny in that family, so they felt embarrassed. Grandma didn't care, she thought it was kind of funny. So
is it contraindicated with pacemakers?
No.
Directly on, we recommend any electrical device not to be. And one of the most powerful things to help it. All right, so in the soft laser, absolutely brilliant, because again, you're not touching that area. So, and again, stimulating laser, we would tend not to go there. But if you're aware, you can do all sorts of fun stuff. But if you're not aware, don't go around it. Be aware not to go there.
You can use those.
Yes, absolutely. Laser, no danger. With the scanner, just don't go right on it. Just go anywhere in the body, just don't go.
And we have many practitioners who do go right on it, and it's not a problem. But
it's still covered with the skin. But.
Yeah, be safe, and we prefer CYA, they call it.
Lisa, you want to test something?
Well, I have a question with the blanket. Does it matter what's between you and the blanket? I mean, can you put, we have moisture issues. Can we put anything between him and the blanket?
Absolutely.
Sure.
We recommend highly, and it was when you got the blanket, hopefully you got some materials with it that said, get a duvet cover.
Right, but I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, I guess. Plastic.
Will plastic cut down on the effect?
No, plastic will be fine.
Maybe a little bit, but
it still will protect the body with the plastic or without the plastic. It's still a cocoon.
So in the daycare centers where that's an issue, we use plastic. Yeah.
Or massage therapists use the plastic to put on the table to protect the blanket.
From the essential oils and other secretions.
Because I haven't been around his head because I've been putting it over him.
Right.
And I haven't been putting it under him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Plastic's good.
Plastic's fine.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a woven plastic. You can get. It's a little nicer on the bottom.
Okay.
So.
If someone's kidneys are totally shut down and they're on dialysis, can you still?
Kidneys are tough to regenerate.
That we've worked with that are amazing is when they first get on dialysis, we were able to really help them get off. Okay, so now the one area that's the most brilliant there is the rejection of the kidney. We have many cases, not just one or two, of rejection has occurred for that organ. Right, transplant occurred, rejection is now bad, all right? Kidneys now shut down again, kidney, all right, and coming back. I mean, literally,
So it's good to use after you've got the transplant.
Oh yeah, it's before. You want to use it before the transplant to prepare the body to accept the transplant, and right after.
And in two cases, I mean, wonderful, reversal of the rejection. I mean, reversal, like they were down to like 2% kidney function again, and they were like, oh my God, so cool stuff.
So the same would be true if someone had a lung transplant, like a cystic fibrosis.
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing.
And could it help, say, in cystic fibrosis? Could it get rid of scar tissue?
We didn't work much with cystic fibrosis. We didn't have many clients with cystic.
So we don't have any direct you know, with that, but if we look at it, the theory is going to hold. Any cell can now have the opportunity, when you give it the right stuff, to reverse itself to be stronger. Lots of cases of, in Germany and in Russia, they're showing time reversal of cancer back to normal cells. The true pleomorphism, you could call it, but it's reversal. It's almost like a time machine.
Well, they're using something else with that, and we are not at liberty yet to disclose the study, but the study are being done right as we speak in Germany of combining osmotic with IV ozone therapy for reversal of cancer.
Phenomenal.
And
You're
apparently there are
forcing-
very, very good results.
Forcing the body to take in oxygen, and then you're time reversing it back, and it becomes normal cells.
So with autoimmune diseases in general, is it good to work on the thymus? Because
Oh yeah,
people
with
say,
autoimmune.
oh, then that's going to make the
Right,
immune system
and we will have the
stronger.
entire program on Monday for specifically working with the immune system.
And that. So if it's an overactive immune or under.
Or underactive, immune deficiencies or outer overactive.
Any of the itises is the immune system, the body isn't recognizing itself, so it's, you know, destroying itself. That's what an itis is all about. Well, okay, I'm incorrect, sorry. But
Itis is just an inflammation.
well,
but there are
arthritis,
autoimmune-
rheumatoid arthritis,
But there are autoimmune disorders where,
Right, sorry.
where that happens.
I didn't do it.
right. Great, anything else?
Is there anything like pancreatic cancer or anything you think of that it would exacerbate, or like, I don't know, melanoma?
We didn't see any exacerbation, except for maybe some autoimmune disorders which flare up pretty badly in the beginning, like rheumatoid arthritis
Lupus.
or lupus.
I haven't seen a
But
negative
it's
one on lupus.
temporarily, but it's still in the beginning. It can give you pretty bad healing crisis.
You're giving the body the energy you can to reverse itself,
Okay.
so that can get exciting if they've been on medications for a lot.
True,
So
yes.
what they're finding is the pollution of the medication being a potential issue. But with the new cosmetic, that tends to be, the other thing we didn't tell you, the cosmetic device, not the C-Dog, but the 715 and the EX, has a microphone in it to listen to the stress of the body.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so literally, if it's too much, or if the practitioner shouldn't be treating, and we do that, it will shut its energy down or half it or whatever. It's really wild. We've had practitioners upset at us. Well, I didn't do well with that client, and it would normally work. And I asked them a simple question. You know, did you receive a phone call before you worked with the client? Yeah, my former wife called me and dumped the kids on me. You know, and that, and they.
The device is shut.
And the device is like, hey, we ain't working there.
I was listening to the practitioner.
Well, the device is supposed to listen to a client, but the practitioner is right there, so it's an energy field of a client.
Right.
So the energy field of practitioner is affecting a client's energy field, and the device listens.
Listen to that. And the EX, that's why it listens so hard. That's why when you listen so hard, you don't want movement. All right, but the EX has got another program in it, so even if you do it, it figures it out. Despite the, huh? That's the hybrid.
Right.
Yeah, it's so funny to call it a hybrid. I mean, it is a hybrid, but I'm thinking car now. You know, hybrid. That's how I understood it. So that's an interesting phenomenon. And we've had some people, you know, say, well, my device isn't working. It's like the batteries, I put new batteries in it, and I'm like, well, how much did you use it yesterday? She said, well, 6 hours. Oh, how much did you use it today? 5 hours. Well, it's probably telling you that. Give it a break.
So I would imagine it's probably a good idea if you're going to have a heavy schedule and you're a practitioner to get in the blanket before you start.
Oh, that would be ideal. That would be the best. Well, physician healed himself. That's for ages known. We have to be in coherent ourselves in order to facilitate coherency in others. If we are chaotic, if our energy is chaotic, what good can you do to a client?
Right. So, kind of fun stuff. Any other questions?
And of course, it probably could be tons of questions, guys.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just in the time that we have, it's not.
Out of confusion comes clarity. So we hope you got confused and the clarity will come.
Well, tomorrow we will be doing like our three horses of regeneration. We kind of covered the first horse today, talking about the devices. Tomorrow we will be concentrating more. We will talk about the 21st century medicine a little bit in the beginning, and then we will be talking about continual health monitoring, how you can set up the monitoring system for your clients so they can do it themselves and just give you data, and you can watch the data of their progress and how that can facilitate their healing and speed it up. Because really getting a feedback on your progress is really important. Sometimes we don't know the little gains that we have every day, and we tend to not to see them, and how important it is to see your little victories and watch them, and then they come together in a big victory. So we worked pretty hard on the system, on the software, and it's very unique. It's a one of a kind. Greg there is the developer of that software. So tomorrow Dr. David and Greg will be talking to you about and actually working with you with this software. You will be able to enter your own data in it and just see how it works. So that's one of the presentations, and another one, Coach Phil will be talking to you about health coaching and coaching in general. Actually, we had a request from Rabin here to maybe be a test case for you and see what, and especially she wants to set a practice. So what you can say, what you cannot say to a client, how to protect yourself legally, Yeah. So that's what Coach Phil. And Phil, you can tell a little bit more what your program will be all about tomorrow and next day.
Yeah. Do we want to do that now?
If you guys are interested.
Yeah.
Go, Phil. Yeah. Go, Phil.
Come up just because we're streaming and we're on camera. So,
Yeah, you come right over here so you can see it.
So you know what?
Right here. You will be in the center between us.
Wow. Can I turn that off? Yeah.
Yeah. You can turn it off.
I know the off switch works. It's good. I'll tell you, I operate kind of on three frames kind of equally well.
Three-dimensional man.
I can do high tech, low tech, and no tech. So I'm not. I don't memorize stuff and regurgitate it. I tend to. I cover a kind of a wide range of things, but it's more important to me that when we work together that we have a conversation. That it's the object of the game with any kind of coaching is that, again, it's about a healing partnership. It's about working together. It's about us working together. It's not me standing up here doing this, giving you all kinds of stuff until your brains are full and you put up your hands and say, I'm done. I think, it's topped up about the top of my eyeballs. It's about us working together towards a common goal. So that being said, just to kind of warm up for tomorrow and get my head in the right space, because otherwise I'm going to do this first thing tomorrow, and I'm probably going to recap it anyway. Question, just straight up couple of questions. I operate on two really simple questions, and it started years ago. I was in the Canadian Forces, and I took a really cool course that I eventually ended up teaching called Survival Travel, and it's based upon being able to answer two really simple questions. And the first question is, where are you? Where are you? And the second question is, where do you want to go? So if I have the answers to those two questions, then we can have a lot of fun tomorrow. But if I don't know the answer to either one of those things, you're either not going to end up where you want to go, or you're going to end up completely confused as to where to begin in the first place. So that being said, first basic question I have, just show of hands. How many of you are interested in actually working with other people professionally, like for money? Like this is going to be something you get paid to do. So we got a few people. Put them up high. So we got a few people. All right. So we got some people who are interested in actually doing this on a professional basis. That's good, because you'll understand, since I'm going to assume now that the other people by default they don't want to work professionally. How many people want to work with other people, not professionally, but family, friends, that type of thing? How many people want to do that? Just work with people like family and friends. Okay.
All of us.
All right. Is there anybody in the group, it's a fair question, is there anybody in the group who is really, you know what, I just want to be able to work with myself. I want to be able to work with myself. I'm not really going to work with anybody else. No. Okay. Because it's an important skill, being able to self-coach. It's honestly one of the more difficult things you're going to do. We're going to get a little bit introspective in the beginning, give you a chance to kind of look in, deal with your own stuff. The idea, if you can get yourself together, then it's a whole lot easier to deal with other people. But that's also why coaches have coaches. You got people, you work with people, you need someone to work with you, because what you don't have is that separation. You don't have altitude, as a great coach, Evan Pagan, says. You don't have altitude. If you're in the middle of stuff, then you can't get a good look at what's really going on, because you're in the middle of stuff. So that being said, the next logical question that I'm gonna ask you is, I want you to just think of this overnight. You don't have to answer me now, because I'm going to ask this question again tomorrow. Is in the time we have together tomorrow, let's say it's, what do we got, 90 minutes? Approximately?
No, you
me?
have half of the day, basically.
I got half of
You
it?
have 3 hours.
I got 3 hours. Awesome. We got 3 hours together. So within that 3-hour time period, if anything could occur for you, based upon knowing where you are first, here's where I am, here's where I want to go. So what I want you to get really clear on is those two things. I want you to know, this is where I am. Okay? Because you could say, oh, I want to do this. I want to work with people. I want to be professional. I want to help people, whatnot. And then I'm going to ask you, well, where are you right now? And if you don't have a good answer to that question, what happens is this. I could drop you off in the middle of a jungle and say, you need to get to Los Angeles, California. Now, you might know geographically exactly where Los Angeles, California is, but if you have no idea where you are on the planet, you're not going to get there. You're just not. It's not going to happen. So tonight, I want you to take a little time, think about where it is that you are right now. Physically, emotionally, psychologically, financially, anything that has an impact on you as a human. I want you to think about that. And then I want you to think about, ideally, where you would ultimately like to end up, and then back it up a little bit, because we want to set an actual measurable goal, right? Where do you see yourself? Where do you want to be at the end of our 3 hours together tomorrow? What do you want to have? What do you feel that and I'm going to ask you these questions in depth tomorrow, because if you have answers to them, even if you can't come up with them in the moment, the sheer fact that you're asking the questions is a powerful thing. You ask a question, you will automatically start searching for the answers. But if you don't ask the questions, you're going to stay exactly where you are. And that might be cool, and it might not. Okay? So tonight, that's your homework. Homework assignment from Coach. Okay? So question number 1, I'm Coach. That's me. I'm
Couch Phil.
Okay? So
Welcome, Coach Phil.
Question number 1, where am I? Question number 2, where do I want to go? Okay? You give me the answers to those 2 questions tomorrow, and we'll have a whole bucket load of fun. All right? All right, that's peace out. Thank you. That's it for me.
Okay, so that's tomorrow, guys. And 9:30. 9:30 tomorrow. Everyone here. Thank you, everyone.